What is up, ladies and gents, and welcome to another guide to ride. For today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to ride the TransLink SkyTrain system in Vancouver, British Columbia with ease. Now, SkyTrain is a light rapid transit or LRT system in the Metro Vancouver Regional District, which operates fully automated driverless trains. And so I really hope you guys will enjoy this video, and don't forget to smash the like button and the subscribe button as well. And also don't forget to click on that little bell icon. Thank you! And now, let's get right into the video. Vancouver's SkyTrain system is arguably the best and most impressive Canadian train rapid transit system ever, in my opinion. And so hopefully the video is able to back up this bold statement for you guys. Now, SkyTrain has an astonishing 79.6 kilometers of track where trains run on these underground and elevated guideways, which I really like the whole concept of. Because with these guideways, the SkyTrains are able to avoid the busy traffic down below, whilst maintaining their busy schedules. In fact, the system got its name during Expo 86 because of its reliability, and the fact that it travels above ground almost all the time, giving passengers the dramatic views of the city. Also, the SkyTrain system has the world's second longest cable-stayed transit-only bridge, the Sky Bridge, for trains to cross the Fraser River between Columbia and Scott Road stations. The system was planned as early as the 1950s as a much-needed solution to Vancouver's traffic problems. And so after decades of hard work, the first section of the SkyTrain system officially opened in December 11th, 1985. That day would be the start of a rapid transit system that would carry millions of Vancouver citizens and visitors all across the city, including Your Royal Highness Princess Diana in 1986. Currently, as of 2021, the SkyTrain system has 3 lines with a total of 53 stations, which serve the cities of Richmond, Surrey, Burnaby, New Westminster, Coquitlam, Port Moody, and of course, the Vancouver City Centre. Alright, so the first SkyTrain line I'm going to show you guys is the Expo line. It is the oldest line in the entire system and travels from Waterfront in downtown Vancouver, going down there and over there, all the way to Columbia Station in New Westminster. At Columbia Station, the Expo line splits into 2 branches. Trains can either turn southeast to travel into Surrey via the Sky Bridge and terminate at King George Station, or turn northeast, traveling into Burnaby once again, and finally terminating at Production Way University. The second SkyTrain line in the system is the Millennium Line. Now, it has gone through a rather interesting history, because before 2016, it used to terminate at Waterfront on the west end, just like the Expo line. And those 2 lines would run side by side all the way to Columbia. And while Expo line trains would continue down to King George, Millennium line trains, on the other hand, would turn back up and head west all the way to VCC Clark. Yeah, so back in those days, you pretty much had to listen to the announcements to figure out if your train is Expo or Millennium.
This is a Millennium Line train to VCC Clark.
The Millennium Line would be in this really weird form until December of 2016, when the Evergreen extension for the line opened. This new extension would allow the SkyTrain system to expand into Coquitlam and Port Moody, whilst having 2 new stops that happen to interchange with the West Coast Express commuter train for some reason. And so because of the Evergreen extension, the Millennium Line is given a complete overhaul. So now instead of wasting our time by traveling in such a big circle, the Millennium Line now operates from VCC Clark to Lougheed Town Center Station. Then it uses the new 10.9 kilometer Evergreen extension to travel into Coquitlam, all the way to the new terminus at Lafarge Lake Douglas Station. And finally, we have the Canada Line, which opened in August 2009, just before the 2010 Winter Olympics. It travels from Waterfront on the north end, heading down south into Bridgeport Station. Here, the line splits into two branches, the first of which turns heading west and passes through Templeton and Sea Island Center stations until it reaches YVR Airport Station, just by the international terminal at Vancouver International Airport. The second branch, on the other hand, continues heading south into the busy streets of Richmond. After passing through Aberdeen and Lansdowne stations, the line then terminates at Richmond Brickhouse Station, just across the street from Richmond Center. The Expo and Millennium lines use the following types of rolling stock in their rosters. The UTDC ICTS Mark 1s, which have gone through 3 generations of refurbishment, as you can see with these liveries, and are run as 2, 4, or 6 car configurations along the system. Next, we have the Bombardier ART Mark IIs, which underwent 2 generations of refurbishment. Each pair of these Mark II cars are joined together in a twin unit configuration, and you'll commonly see 4 car sets of these on the Expo line and 2 car sets on the Millennium line. Finally, the Mark IIs are fitted with new features like CCTV and LED lights on the route maps as compared to the older Mark Is. And last but not least, we have the Bombardier Innovia Metro 300s, aka ART Mark IIIs. They are the newest type of trains in the SkyTrain fleet and first entered service back in 2016. The Mark IIIs are 4-car full-length articulated and are currently found on the Expo line. In fact, there are claims that the Mark IIIs have better sound and heat insulation than the older trains. The Canada line, on the other hand, uses 2-car Hyundai Rotem EMUs. However, these trains use conventional electric motors instead of the linear induction motor system that the Expo and Millennium line trains have, which is why they are straight up incompatible for the Expo and Millennium lines. And so despite the fact that the Canada line uses very different rolling stock than the other 2 lines, and the fact that the line is strictly operated by ProTrans BC under a contract by TransLink, the Canada line is still considered to be part of TransLink and the rest of the SkyTrain system. And now I just realized that I should have mentioned this earlier. Now, let's talk about the possible future expansions of the SkyTrain system. First up, we have the Broadway extension for the Millennium line. This will extend the Millennium line west to Arbutus Street and will have 6 new stations. Great Northern Way Emily Carr, Mount Pleasant, Broadway City Hall, which will connect to the Canada line, Oak VGH, South Granville, and finally Arbutus Station. This extension is expected to be completed by 2025. Next, we have an extension of the Millennium line even further west to the University of British Columbia. However, the plan for this is not as concrete because, well, the Arbutus extension has to be completed first. The Expo line, on the other hand, also has an extension planned for the future. An extension east from Surrey all the way to Langley. That's right, this new 16-kilometer extension will expand the Expo line from King George all the way to 203rd Street in central Langley. This project is also subject to be completed by 2025. Finally, there are proposals for a new route that will link the SkyTrain system up to the North Shore. Now, good thing they're not making the inlet crossing too close to waterfront. because if that happens, it will affect the ridership and reliability of the already existing C-Bus ferry. But overall, it does look like a much needed new route to serve the people in North Vancouver and West Vancouver. Yup, the future of Vancouver looks incredibly bright. Alright, ladies and gents, we are now finally at the fares and payments section of the video, where I will show you guys how to pay for your SkyTrain ride. And so here we go. The SkyTrain system is first of all split into 4 different zones, where fares will add up depending on how many zone boundaries you've crossed throughout your trip. Also, out of the 3 main zones, the airport zone is where you'll have to pay an additional $5 with your ticket, which is honestly a pretty good price. TransLink has 2 fare classes for their tickets, which are adult and concession. Tickets cost anywhere between $2 to $6. Once you've purchased a ticket, you're now able to freely travel within the TransLink network, whether it's by SkyTrain, bus, or C-Bus for up to 90 minutes. Now, I'm going to show you guys how and where to purchase your ticket. First of all, the prices for the fares that I mentioned before are for the regular Compass tickets, which you can get using cash, a debit card, or a credit card. To buy a ticket, simply go to one of these ticket vending machines at the station concourse. When you're done purchasing your ticket, you can go to these fare gates and tap your ticket onto the card reader in order to be allowed into the paid area of the station. And then you're good to go. Next, if you're a more frequent TransLink rider, you'll have the option of purchasing a variety of passes and cards, which you can use throughout the Metro Vancouver public transit systems. First, let's start off with the most common form of payment throughout the TransLink system, the Compass card. Not the ticket, but the card. As you can see, the difference between a Compass card and a Compass ticket is that you can use the card more than once, and it is reloadable, which means you can keep adding value into it for you to use on your future trips. Throughout the card's history, TransLink has released quite a few designs of commemorative cards to celebrate different occasions. To purchase your Compass card, you can either go to one of the various locations in Metro Vancouver where they're available, such as in a Compass card retailer or a vending machine. Or you can purchase your card online. Purchasing a Compass card will cost about $6, and you'll soon have to use even more money to keep reloading the card. And you can also get the Compass Mini or the Compass wristband, both of which functions exactly the same as the card. As you can see, if you use a Compass card on a single ride trip, you'll actually get somewhat of a discount as compared to the ticket. And not only can you use the Compass card for single ride fares, but you can also use the Compass card to purchase day passes and monthly passes. The prices for these passes should be up on screen. And finally, back in the earlier days of TransLink, paper tickets and passes were the norm, as the prepaid Compass card system didn't exist back then. Okay, that was completely random, but yeah, this is just about what you guys need to know about fares and payment in the SkyTrain system, let alone the entire TransLink network. Alright, and this just about does it for this guide to ride, ladies and gents. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I really hope this guide will help you guys the next time you travel on the SkyTrain system. Don't forget to like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll be back, guys, for the next video.
The next station is 29th Avenue. Doors will open on the left.